All right, kids. So as you guys were explaining, we're going to go over this first packet, explain the California Gold Rush, right? By chance, anybody recall briefly or to their brain what the California Gold Rush is? No, the California Gold Rush, you give me anything, right? I mean, I'm showing you what we're going to read, but that's not a bad response. Yes, Lydia.
Gold out of the like either on the sides or like in the back.
I love thoughts of both.
When a bunch of people were trying to find a bunch of gold.
People are definitely on a gold rush, right? And football fans appreciate this. The nickname that they were given, I mean, there was a few, but the primary nickname that these people who were digging for gold were what? 49ers, right? LOL, right? San Francisco 49ers, right? That's why they were named. A reason why they were given the name 49ers is because primarily the gold rush was in California, obviously, and San Francisco was a major city in regards to the gold rush. So it's a fun fact about the Niners. Gladly, would you be so kind and read the first paragraph that's titled "The Discovery of Gold"?
As the town of California, one of those men was James Marshall. As Marshall worked at Sutter's Mill, he found tiny flakes of gold in the river. Marshall showed the gold to Sutter. Both men promised to keep the findings a secret. However, the secret was quickly out. People began rushing to California in search of gold and a way to get rich. Since 1849 alone, about 90,000 people arrived in California to hunt for gold. These people were called the 49ers, working the year they arrived.
Too bad. I wasn't ready to hear that. This is a big match. I think you got the book. Sorry. Yeah. So John Sutter was one of the several people for the property, right? He showed the gold to Mr. Sutter, right? And both had promised to keep the findings a secret. Yeah, right? The gold got away to get rich. In 1849 alone, about 90,000 people arrived in California to hunt for gold. That's a lot back. Now, that, given the time frame in 1848, 90,000 is a ton of people. That's probably equivalent to, I'm going to just rough estimate, maybe 400,000 people today. Imagine 400,000 people just showing up in town all at once to go look for gold.
Me?
It's wild, right? I already said, Lily, can you read Boomtown Spooks? One.
As gold was discovered in their area, mines was moved in and a town called a town was quickly grabbed. Towns weren't just homes for miners. Business selling supplies also followed the gold. Miners supplies such as shovels, picks, and pans. They also made items for everyday life such as food, clothing, and bedding. Many times business owners sold these supplies at daily high prices. The miners were willing to pay the high prices as they believed they would soon be rich with all the gold they hoped to find. As the gold ran out in areas, the boomtowns were often abandoned and turned into ghost towns. However, some mining towns such as San Francisco survived being a boomtown and still exist today.
Was a boomtown. Not boom as in boom, it blew up, like got massive. These towns were so popular because of all the 90,000 plus people that moved there to be looking for the gold. San Francisco became the most infamous, most famous, most busy, most popular city. And obviously, Frisco is what it is today. But I mean, they nicknamed their football team after the Niners, the 49ers. That tells you like how much they valued this time. Go ahead and read the effects of the rush, please.
Some miners were successful in their hunt for gold. In fact, it is
Estimated.
that about 12 million ounces of gold were found during this time in California. Today, that would be equal to 20 billion. However, most miners were not successful in their hunts for gold. They often worked long, demanding hours in dangerous positions with little or no return. Negative effects were also seen in Native Americans living in the area. Many settlers claimed their land as their own that actually belonged to the
Indigenous
people or those who first lived on the land.
So indigenous means essentially those who were first there. Yeah, no. Just because there were $20 billion that were discovered, it's not just everybody can get rich, right? To think about it, guys, that was during it doesn't mention it here, but that was during the Wild Wild West times. I'm sure there was some theft going along. People discovered gold, but then people took it from them. So it wasn't like, oh, you got it, okay, that's yours, this is mine, we're good, we all share, all is good. There's no way that happened. You know there was theft, right? There had to be. Especially in those times where there wasn't so much support from the law enforcement. Can you imagine? And like they said, the effects, not everybody got rich. It was dangerous. People died digging for gold, either because their explosives got the best of them, they got sick, they got lost looking for it, maybe they fell down a well or something to that extent. They knew what they were getting into, but dangerous stuff. Yeah, Olivia. I'm sorry, Bailey. I'll go ahead and read. I'll read. How about this on the California Chronicle? The next page, guys. We turn it there. I'll read the remembering the rush part. Now, if we look at this, does it look fake or does it look kind of real? Now, I'll tell you this much. This is what you can suggest is called a fictional historic article, meaning what they're sharing is partially accurate and partially fake, right? All right. Yeah. Remembering the rush, and this is right from May 5th, 2018, apparently. In 1849, in the years that followed, thousands of people moved to California in hopes of finding gold. This time period is known as the California Gold Rush. Those looking for gold were often called the 49ers, LOL. People from America, Europe, and China traveled to search for gold. Many miners used a method called panning to find gold. To pan, miners pulled gravel, dirt, and water in a pan. As they shook the pan, the gold would fall into the bottom of the pan because it was heavier than the gravel. As the school year is coming to a close, Rushing Elementary is holding a 49ers night on Monday. People will be able to practice panning for gold using fake gold and real tools. The true purpose of the night is to teach the community about how miners search for the gold, what their daily life was like, and how the change in population and hunt for gold impacted the Native Americans. Join teachers, students, and the reporters of the California Chronicle Monday night at 6 p.m. And they gave you the weather report. I'm sure the weather, who knows, maybe the weather was accurate on May 15th, or May 5th, 2018.
We made it.
Maybe May 5th, if you look up here. Happy birthday, like 2018. Lily, what's up? That's fine, one day before.
Oh,
One. Marco, can you please read the paragraph talking all things schools?
Miners acquired a number of tools as they searched for gold. If they do not already own a tool or one they own rope, they often pay a hefty piece for them due to supply and demand. The demand was high for tools and supply was limited. Many of the tools can be seen in our town museum. The museum is open Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. The museum is offering free demand during May.
Okay. Good job. Thank you. So what they were sharing about the demand was that during the California Grow Rush, because everybody was doing the same thing, everybody was active. The people that were selling these supplies knew people would pay a amount of money because they needed it to the point where maybe before the California Gold Rush, the shovel was 10 cents. But because they were all coming in and wanting shovels, they jacked it up to maybe $2 a shovel. But they knew they'd pay for it. It didn't matter. The demand was so high for those shovels, for the pitchforks, for the tools that you see, the little cans. They would pay. They don't care because they wanted them so bad. The supply and demand. The supply, we need it. The demand, I wanted it so bad. Well, you want it, you gotta pay this much. No problem. Right? Whereas when the California Gold Rush, or prior to it, the demand wasn't there. So for the people to make money on those supplies, they had to have the price very low. The demand was high because Land and W, right? They didn't need it. They weren't like popular items, right? If video games were not popular, they would not be the price they are. $500-600 for a console. It's $30 per million. So that's an example of supply and demand. When there's a demand for it, people are going to jack up the price so they can make it. Right? The idea of a business is to make money, right? And they thought, what a great opportunity during this gold rush. And I paid to sell my shovel for 10 cents, I can sell it for $2. And they would get it. No problem. Sitting there like, buy more shovels. Right? That's the demand, right? So as you can look at the third page, we've got questions 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and on the back side we have questions 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay? Right? Multiple choice, straight across. We know the multiple choice rule. 2 are accurate, 2 are no way are they accurate, 1. So we're already going to knock off half, right? So, how about this? Groups 1, you will solve 1 and 2. You can work together. Group 2, you will solve questions 3 and 4. Group 3, you will solve questions 5 and 6. And 7 and 8, you go to group 4. 9 and 10 will knock out of the class. So go ahead and take a couple minutes, guys. Work with your group. Group 1, you're doing 1 and 2. 3 and 4 go to group 2. 3, you have 5 and 6. Group 4, you have 7 and 8. And we'll do 9 and 10. That's fine. Yeah. Go ahead, yeah. What? I mean, if you were saying you want to do it, go for it. Well, we'll get the answers. You're in group 3, dog. You're in group 3. You're all working as a group. Yeah.